Hello, welcome to the Managing Drought in the Southern Plains Drought Briefing. This will be our last briefing of this year until January, maybe the last one ever if the Mayans are correct. It's hosted by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program in association with NOAA, NIDIS, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. We have a full webinar on more detailed topics that you can find on southernclimate.org website. Please register if you're interested in joining us. Here's what's been happening this week. Drought severity continues to inch upwards. Same old story as we've heard. There's another big storm coming for the west coast and more rain and snow for the Mississippi River and eastward, but unfortunately not much in between. It looks like it's going to be colder this next week and then back to the warm and dry conditions. Out in the Pacific, the remnants of El Nino are fading away, but there does look like there could be some relief for Georgia in the coming weeks and months. Here's the picture of the U.S., and it looks much the same as it has, with the drought entrenched across the midsection of the country, as well as a spot down in the southeast and edging up along the Carolinas up into Virginia. As we look closer towards our region, we can see the familiar pattern of red across Oklahoma and northern Texas, and a mixture of conditions in Texas. It's gotten a little bit better in eastern Louisiana, but Arkansas is also starting to show a little bit more of the extreme drought conditions. As we look further north in the plains, that's a familiar pattern of Kansas and Nebraska being in worse shape, as well as South Dakota getting a lot of extreme and exceptional drought. North Dakota has been spared a lot of more severe impacts as their southern parts compared to their southern parts. The reason for this, of course, is the rainfall departure patterns that continue. We can see in the lower right-hand corner the large deficits for the year to date, and those have continued on into the shorter term. The last 30 days, you can see a big red area around the Arklatex region that shows those deficits as well. And that shows up in the streamflow conditions, which are well below normal from Texas all the way up into Kansas and Nebraska, as well as from Georgia on up across the Carolinas and into Virginia. Some rainfall associated with some of the storms they've been getting in the midsection of the country and as well as along the west coast. When we look at what's needed to break out of this, these are maps showing how much rain is needed through next May compared to normal for the region, or for the whole country really. And the reds show areas about needing less than 10 inches, and the greens are more than 20 inches on the left panel. On the right panel, that shows probabilities of receiving that much, and the probabilities are fairly low, in the range of about 20 to 30% chance of getting enough rain to break out of this by the end of May. As we look over on the east coast, it looks like it's still likely to stay entrenched in Georgia, although maybe a little bit of relief in the northern part. Nebraska and New Mexico show a lot of red, little chance of getting better. And in the near term, the next 5 days, that pattern of the wet on the coast and drier towards the middle, this seems to be in place. We have some warm weather remaining through the weekend across the southern plains, cold holding on into the northern plains. And as we go into the week between Christmas and New Year's, we see a large area of cool air expected across most of the country, and a fairly wet pattern, except again, some of our region looks to be kind of mixed signal or fairly dry. Looking ahead into January, February, March, that familiar warm, dry pattern emerges again. Warm across the whole southern U.S. Dry out in the southwest, especially New Mexico has a strong dry signal, a little bit wetter to the east, and we're kind of in the transition zone. And this shows in the drought outlook, which shows persisting drought conditions across most of the country, a little bit of improvement in the east, and especially some improvement forecasted for the Carolinas and into Georgia. As always, we have these resources on our website, as well as many of our partners. We invite you to also look at the drought.gov drought portal has been revised. And of course, if there are any impacts that you're experiencing, please let us know. You can contact us at southernclimate.org. You can contact your state climatologist or visit any one of these sites. We appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to speaking with you again in the new year. Have a happy holiday season.